Mr. Gavaskar, if I can quickly begin with you, sir. The smile on your face really tells the entire story. You have to tell us, what was your reaction, sir, when the last ball was bowled and Pune managed to take just 2 runs? And also, will you say that this perhaps will go down, at least in your book, as the best IPL final ever?
I think it has got to go as one of the best, because I think the first ever IPL, when Rajasthan Royals pipped Chennai Super Kings, that too also in the final over, I think that was a real thriller. This was no less, that stands out because it was the first ever IPL finals. And this, of course, is the last of the 10-year cycle. And this was absolutely fantastic. And when that catch was dropped of the 5th ball of the over, I'm saying to myself, well, I mean, things have not gone Mumbai's way at all, because they had a couple of fielding lapses, their batting didn't click, and so I was sort of thinking, oh well, that's it, Pune is going to win. But you know what? Honestly, because it was a Maharashtra derby, I guess it would not have made too much of a difference. Actually, what I wanted was a last ball finish. I know it's not something that everybody relishes, because it's heart-stopping, it's nail-biting. But I said, look, as long as the match finishes, the last ball of the 40th over, never mind who wins, I'll be happy. Of course, I'm happier now that Mumbai has won.
And of course, the spectators, of course, got their money's worth, everyone who was at the stadium. And of course, those watching on TV really almost must have chewed their fingernails off their fingers. Also, Mr. Gavaskar, Rohit Sharma at the post-match press conference, he spoke about the power of belief, that the team believed that they could go out and defend 129. He told his bowlers, if he could do it against KKR and their batting lineup, you can do it against Pune as well. Did Mumbai just come across as perhaps the hungrier of the two teams in the final, you feel? Because 8 times out of 10, perhaps chasing 130, despite it being a slowish track, you would favour the team batting second.
Well, they knew the pressures of the finals. This was their 4th IPL final. They have also been in 2 Champions League finals. So they knew what the pressures would be, what the expectations are, and how the opposition can react to the pressure as well. And, Rohit didn't get too many runs with the bat, but his leadership was outstanding. And I think for them to believe, like he said, we had belief, I think the captain has to show that belief. And the captain showed it. Captain showed it in his team talks. The captain showed it, I'm sure, when he spoke to them, not just in the dugout, but in the dressing room, when he would have had a little pep talk before they stepped onto the field. The way he was marshalling his troops, the way his field placing was outstanding. I mean, look at that last over. He had just that one fielder at deep cover, because he knew that Steve Smith, with his back and across movement and the propensity to flick the ball to the leg side, he had 4 fielders outside, just that one fielder. And it just actually tells you how much preparation had gone into Mumbai Indians' strategy. And like you said, winning 12 out of 17 matches, and then 3 they lost to Pune. So basically they just lost to 2 other teams. And that's why they are the deserving champion. They're the #1 in the league, and then here in the knockouts, they beat everybody.
I'm glad, sir, that you made the point that they lost 3 matches before this to rising Pune Supergiant, before they clashed in the final, because that was going to be my next question. I'll take that to Atul. Atul, how do you think Mumbai managed to get that monkey off their back? Because here's a team that they lost to thrice before, and again you're playing the same team. Rohit Sharma, in fact, was asked that perhaps they would not want to play Pune in the final, because that is the team that they were losing to regularly. How did they manage to mentally adjust to that?
Well, I think it is too much seen into, if I lose too many times to a certain team, does not really matter. You just lost a match. And then that's how the players and the teams take it. It's not like, okay, I can't win against this team and I've lost so many matches against this team. So I think it's just mental, and I think it's more for the fans to actually dwell upon. But the players just feel that, okay, we had a bad day. And I think Mumbai deserved to win. They had a couple of bad days, but since the beginning of the tournament, they had looked really good. They won those matches. It was not scrappy. Pune was scrappy in the earlier part of the tournament. We never realized that they were going to be sitting so pretty in the end. But I think Mumbai and Kolkata were the most consistent sides. So Mumbai deserved to win. And I think poetic justice that they won on the last ball. It was a perfect final, low-scoring final. I was glad that it's not like 220 final. But I would have loved to see a 170, 180 pitch. So the pitch left a lot to be desired. So But it was a nice match. You can't say that it was the best in 10 years because it's fast food. You know, you consume it, you enjoy on a particular day, and then you forget about it. It's T20. You know, I can remember the 86 Test match. I can remember India winning in Kolkata. I can remember Sunny Bai getting a 236. But I don't remember the T20 IPL finals because I just enjoyed it last night, and that's the beauty. I'm ready for the next year.
Right, but talking about how Mumbai managed to finally get to their third IPL title and become the most successful IPL team, Mr. Gavaskar, would you say that their bowlers were the real heroes for them? Because, you know, when you take a look at the statistics, there's no Mumbai batsman in the top 5, but there are 2 Mumbai bowlers in the top 5. And it's not just youngsters like Jasprit Bumrah, it's also senior statesmen like Lasith Malinga and Mitchell Johnson who stepped up to the plate.
Absolutely. I think that their bowling was quite outstanding. And while, of course, we are going to be talking about Jasprit Bumrah, Lasith Malinga, Mitchell Johnson, Mitchell McClenaghan, who were, you know, on the ball and hardly gave anything away. We mustn't forget the support bowlers. The support bowlers, somebody like a Hardik Pandya, somebody like a Krunal Pandya, coming and bowling a few overs. Karan Sharma in the semi-finals against Kolkata, he did a terrific job as well. So I think, you know, the combination, the bowling combination was very good. In Test match cricket, you have bowlers bowling in partnerships. In T20 cricket, you can't do that because captains generally have 1 over, and keep switching bowlers. And therefore, it's harder for the bowlers to settle down. That the support staff, like the guys who don't bowl regularly, say maybe a Krunal Pandya, bowling the way he did, and then, as I said, Karan Sharma and Hardik Pandya also chipping in, that also was a factor for Mumbai managing to defend small targets.
Absolutely. Another standout feature really of IPL season 10, Atul, was the way that the youngsters stepped up to the plate. There were so many youngsters who did very, very well. What's your take on the final choice of the best emerging player, which went to Basil Thampi?
Well, I think that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, if I remember this season 10 would be for the number of new players that have come into focus. You know, never in the history of IPL, you know, in each season you might get a couple of players. You know, I remember names of Valthati, even, you know, Manpreet Goni coming in and then just fading away. But this season had thrown up so many players, you know, start from Nitish Rana, Tripathi, Kuldeep Yadav, Karan Sharma, Basil Thampi, Rashid Khan. You know, I tell you, I mean, Mohammad Rashid from Sunrisers, so many of them. I am missing a few here, but I'm telling you, so this is going to be a headache for the selectors now. How to absorb this new crop, because now they have tasted success. Now you have to absorb them, otherwise they'll get stale. So you got to have a very robust India A-team tours going. So I think it depends on BCCI how you keep everybody busy and the pool gets bigger. And Indian cricket is, you know, you see the bowlers, it's amazing. I think probably going to Champions Trophy, we got the best bowling attack. You know, Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, if you see, and backed by Umesh Yadav. So I think this year, for me, is standout because of these players. And I think for me, the best player was Thampi. You know, because that guy, out of nowhere, we don't know much about him. And he just came and bowled those Yorker at that pace. So he's ready to play. So how fast you get them. And Krunal Pandya, for me, is somebody we already know about. But imagine next year going into auction, somebody who's not capped by India will be the highest, you know, paid player. Could be. That'll be amazing. That'll be cherry on the top.
Right. It's a good thing, Atul, that you've mentioned next season, because again, we'll have that big player auction ahead of season 11. Of course, we still don't know what the rules are as far as player retention is concerned. I want to take that to Mr. Gavaskar. Sir, what kind of player retention rules would you like to see? Because over these 10 years, the IPL teams have all formed an identity for themselves. You think of Rohit Sharma and you think of Mumbai Indians. You think of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, of course currently was playing with Pune, but you immediately think of Chennai Super Kings. You think of Gautam Gambhir, maybe KKR. So how many players, sir, would you like to see the teams being allowed to retain?
See, after the first 3 years, the governing council had asked Tiger Pataudi, the late Tiger Pataudi, Ravi and me to discuss with the owners and to find out what was the ideal number of players that they would like to retain. And after that, I think the BCCI decided that it should be 4 players who should be retained for season 4 onwards. And I believe that that number needs to be increased. I would even encourage the franchises to retain as many as 6, but if not 6, I think 5. 5 is the minimum. I don't think you should go more than 6, but between 5 and 6, if they're allowed to retain, I think, as you said, you know, there's a brand identity that they've built along with the players. And fan loyalty is often not just to the team, but also to which player is for which team. Look at the reception that MSD gets wherever he went for the Pune team. I mean, it was huge. So I believe that, you know, it's only fair for the franchise owners who have spent so much of money, so much of effort in building their team and their brand up, that they should be allowed to retain at least 5 players.